student Sairam. Let's continue with chapter 7 fractions. In today's session we will solve the remaining problems of exercise 7.3 and then learn a few more topics about fractions. So let's see what is the next problem. Problem number 6. Check whether the given fractions are equivalent. We have two fractions here, 5 upon 9 and 30 upon 54. So we have to decide whether they are equivalent or not. So what do? We will cross multiply the numerator of the first fraction and the denominator of the second fraction. Similarly, we will cross multiply the numerator of the second fraction and denominator of the first fraction. We have done that here. So what do we get? If we multiply 5 and 54, we get 270. Similarly, when we multiply 9 and 30, we get 270. Since both the cross products are equal, that means these two fractions 5 upon 9 and 30 upon 54 are equivalent. Let's move on to the next problem. 3 upon 10 and 12 upon 50. Again, we find the product of the numerator of the first fraction, and the denominator of the second fraction. And similarly, we find the product of numerator of the second fraction and denominator of the first fraction. This is called cross multiplication. And if they are equal, the products are equal, then both the fractions are equivalent. So if we multiply 3 by 50, what do we get? We get 150. And if we multiply 10 and 12, what do we get? We get 120. So both of them are not equal. Both the products are not equal. So can we call these fractions equivalent? No, they are not equivalent. Next problem is 7. Reduce the following fractions to simplest form. We have to reduce the fractions to the simplest form. How do we do that? We know that the fraction in the simplest form is a fraction where the numerator and denominator do not have any common factor except 1. So how do we do that? We first find the HCF of 48 and 60 and divide the numerator and the denominator by that HCF, and that will be the lowest form, simplest form of the fraction. So here we have 48 upon 60. So what do? We write all the factors of 48 and factors of 60. What is highest common factor? HCF. You can find the HCF by the other method, prime factorization method also. As we have learnt that method also you can find the HCF. Now we divide the numerator and the denominator by 12, since the HCF is 12. And what do we get? 48 divided by 12 we get 4, and 60 divided by 12 we get 5. So what is the simplest form of the fraction 48 upon 60? It is 4 upon 5. Again one more fraction, 150 divided by 150 upon 60. So this fraction we have to find the simplest form. So what do? Again we write all the factors of 150 and factors of 60 and find the common factor, highest common factor. Highest common factor HCF is 30. Alright. So we divide both the numerator and the denominator by 30. And what do we get? When we divide 150 by 30, we get 5, and 60 divided by 30 we get 2. So what is the simplest form of the fraction 150 upon 60? It is 5 upon 2. This is the simplest form. Next problem, we have to find the simplest form of the fraction 84 upon 98. So again we find the HCF of 84 and 98. What is the HCF? The HCF is 14. Alright, and when we divide both the numerator and denominator by 14, what do we get? We get 6 upon 7. So 6 upon 7 is the simplest form of the fraction 84 upon 98. We can also find the simplest form by this method. I have shown this method also. What we do? We write all the prime factors of the numerator like this. We find all the prime factors of the numerator and all the prime factors of the denominator. Then what we do? We cancel the same numbers like 2, a pair of 2 and another pair of 2 and then 3. And whatever left is the simplest form. So here 2 into 2 means 4 is left and 5 is left in the denominator. So 4 upon 5 is the simplest form of the fraction 48 upon 60. Here also in the second one we have 7 upon 28. So what we do? 7 does not have any more factors. It is a prime number. So it is 1 and 7. So we write only 7. And what are the factors? Prime factors of 28? They are 2 into 2 into 7. Now what we do? We cancel 7 as a numerator and denominator. Both the 7s we cancel them. What is left? We have 2 into 2. So what is left is 1 upon 4. So 1 upon 4 is the simplest form of the fraction 7 upon 28. In next one, D 12 upon 52. This fraction again we find the simplest form by the same method. We write the prime factors of 12, that is 2 into 2 into 3, and of 52, that is 2 into 2 into 13. Alright, and then what we do? We cancel the same numbers in the numerator and the denominator. Alright, so what are left? 3 upon 13 is left. So 3 upon 13 is the smallest or the simplest form of the fraction 12 upon 52. Let's move on to the next problem. 8. Ramesh had 20 pencils, Sheelu had 50 pencils and Jamal had 80 pencils. After 4 months, Ramesh used up 10 pencils, Sheelu used up 25 pencils and Jamal used up 40 pencils. What fraction did each use up? Check if each has used up an equal fraction of his or her pencils. So Ramesh had 20 pencils, out of that he used 10 pencils. Sheelu had 50 pencils and out of that she used 25. And Jamal had 80 pencils and he used up 40 out of them. Alright, so what fraction they have used up? Here first one, Ramesh used 10 pencils out of 20 pencils. That means the fraction is 10 upon 20 and its equivalent fraction in the lowest form, it is 1 upon 2. Similarly, Sheelu used up 25 pencils out of 50 pencils. So the fraction will be 25 upon 50. And when we divide both with 25, we get its lowest form, that is 1 upon 2. And similarly, Jamal used up 40 pencils out of 80. So the fraction will be 40 upon 80. And in its lowest form, it is 1 upon 2. So yes, each has used up an equal fraction. That means 1 upon 2 of their pencils. Now problem 9, we have 2 columns here. We have to match the equivalent fractions. That means the fractions are in the first column, the fractions are given, and in the next column their lowest form is given. We have to match the equivalent ones. So first one is 240 upon 400. So what are the factors of 250? It is 2 into 2, 2 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. Alright, and the factors of 400, they are 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 into 5. So what is the HCF? We will find the common factors of 250 and 400 and multiply them. So what will be the HCF? It is 2 into 5 into 5, that means 50. What do we do now? We divide both the numerator and the denominator by the HCF. So we have done that here, and what do we get? We get 5 upon 8. So 5 upon 8 is D, the option D. So for first one, option D is the right answer. Now moving on to the next one, 180 upon 200. So we find the HCF of 180 and 200, and what is that? It is 2 into 2 into 5, that means it is 20. Now dividing both the numerator and denominator by 20, what do we get? We get 9 upon 10. So second answer, it is E, option E is 9 upon 10. So the answer for second one is E. Third is 660 upon 990. So we can cancel both the zeros here, and what do we get? We get 66 upon 99. And when we find the HCF of 66 upon 99, what do we get? We get 33 as the HCF. Now dividing both the numerator and denominator by 33, we get 2 upon 3. So 2 upon 3 is the equivalent fraction of 660 upon 990, and it is option A. Fourth one, 180 upon 360. So when we divide both of them by 10, what do we get? We get 18 upon 36. Now the HCF of 18 and 36 is 2 into 3 into 3, that means 18. And dividing both the numerator and denominator by 18, what do we get? We get 1 upon 2. So 180 upon 360 is equivalent to 1 upon 2 or 4. Which option comes for 4? It comes C. C is 1 upon 2. Now fifth one, 220 upon 550. So we take it as 22 upon 55, dividing both of them by 10. Now HCF of 22 and 55 is 11. Now again we divide this fraction, the numerator and denominator of this fraction, by 11, and what do we get? We get 2 upon 5. This is the lowest form of 220 upon 550. So what will be the option? It is option B. So the answer for 5 is option B. Some of the questions which were not solved in our video lesson, they are given as homework. Please do these homework. They are very simple problems, and we have solved similar kind of problems in our lesson. So it is problem number 3. Replace dash in each of the following by the correct number. So 2 fractions are given and you have to fill the box. Both the questions are of same type. Then question 4, find the equivalent fraction of 3 upon 5 having denominator 30 and numerator 27. And question number 6, check whether the fractions are equivalent. You have to check both the fractions whether they are equivalent. And 7, reduce the following fractions to the simplest. You have to reduce these fractions to the simplest form. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is like fractions and unlike fractions. Children, can you see these fractions here? 2 upon 3, 1 upon 3, then 2 upon 7, 3 upon 7 and 5 upon 7. what is common in these fractions? We can see that the denominator of the fractions given here, they are same. Here also we have 7 as the common denominator. So these fractions which have same denominator are called like fractions. And here we have fractions like you can see here 1 upon 2 and 2 upon 5. Alright, and next one is 3 upon 8, 3 upon 7 and 7 upon 9. So here we have fractions which have different denominators. So these fractions which have different denominators, they are known as unlike fractions. So the fractions with same denominator are known as like fractions, and the fractions with different denominators are called unlike fractions. Now how do we compare fractions? When we have like fractions, that means the fractions with same denominator, like here shown here, both the fractions with same denominators, then the fraction with greater numerator is the greater one. So when we have the denominator, two fractions with same denominators, then the fraction with greater numerator is the greater fraction. That means like fractions, when the numerator, we have to compare the numerators. The one with greater numerator is the greater fraction. Now, and how do we compare unlike fractions? When we have unlike fractions, that means the fractions with different denominators, then we compare their numerators. If the numerators are same, like here we have 3 upon 5 and 3 upon 8. So here we have same numerator. In this case, the fraction with lesser denominator is the greater one. So the fraction with smaller denominator is the greater fraction, in case if the numerator of the fractions are same. And when we compare the fractions with different numerator as well as different denominators, how do we do that? So when we have fractions which have both the numerators and denominators different, then what we do, we convert them into like fractions. And how do we do that? We make their denominators same. And this can be done by LCM method. How we do that? In the first step, we will find the LCM of the two denominators, and then we convert the given fractions to the equivalent fractions with the LCM as the denominator. So here we have an example showing this. Compare the fractions 4 upon 5 and 5 upon 7. So here in both these fractions we have different numerators and denominators. So in the first step, what we do, we find the LCM of the two denominators, 5 and 7. Okay, so what is the LCM of 5 and 7? Since both of them are prime numbers, so their product is their LCM. In the next step, what we do, we convert both these fractions 4 upon 5 and 5 upon 7 into the equivalent fractions by taking the LCM as the denominator. So when we multiply 5 by 7 in the first fraction, we get 35, isn't it? And then we have to multiply numerator also by the same number. So we get 28 upon 35 as the equivalent fraction. Similarly, in the second fraction, 5 upon 7, to make the denominator 35, which is the LCM, we multiply 7 by 5. Similarly, we multiply the numerator also by 5. So what do we get? We get 25 upon 35. Now we have two fractions with same denominator, that is 28 upon 35 and 25 upon 35. Now we can compare them easily. So the fraction with greater denominator is the greater one. So 28 upon 35 is greater one. That means 4 upon 5 is the greater fraction. So this is the LCM method of comparing two fractions with different denominators and different numerators. And second method is by simple cross multiplication method. Here we have an example how to do this. We have to compare two fractions, 9 upon 10 and 2 upon 11. So these are the two fractions with different numerators and denominators. So what do? We do the cross multiplication like we have shown here. 9 is multiplied by 11 to get 99 and 10 is multiplied by 2 to get 20. Now we compare both the cross products. So we find that 99 is greater than 20. So the fraction 9 upon 10 is greater than 2 upon 11. But normally we follow the LCM method to solve or compare the fractions. Now let's start exercise 7.4. What is the first problem? Write shaded portion as a fraction and arrange them in ascending and descending order using the signs greater sign, lesser sign or is equal to sign between the fractions. So we have pictorial representation of fractions. We have to write the fractions first. So first one is 3 upon 8. 3 out of 8 are shaded. So it is 3 upon 8. Next one is 6 upon 8. 6 are shaded out of 8. Third one is 4 upon 8. 4 out of 8 are shaded. And this one is 1 upon 8. Now we have to arrange them in ascending order. That means from smallest to the greatest. So which is the smallest fraction here? We know that they all have same denominators. So we compare their numerators. So which is the smallest fraction? It is 1 upon 8. Greater than that is 3 upon 8. Greater than that is 4 upon 8. And the biggest, the largest is the fraction 6 upon 8. Now if you want to arrange them in descending order, we have to take the greatest one first. So 6 upon 8 is the greatest. Next comes 4 upon 8. Next 3 upon 8 and the smallest is 1 upon 8. B, first fraction is 8 upon 9. 8 out of 9 are shaded. Then next one is 4 upon 9, 3 upon 9 and 6 upon 9. We have the fractions which have same denominators. So we will compare the numerators. So in the ascending order, which one will be the smallest one? In ascending order, we arrange the fractions in from smallest to the greatest. So which is the smallest one here? 3 upon 9. Next is 4 upon 9. Greater than that is 6 upon 9 and the greatest is 8 upon 9. And in the descending order, we have the greatest one first. So 8 upon 9. Next comes 6 upon 9. Next comes 4 upon 9 and the smallest one is 3 upon 9. Problem C. Show 2 upon 6, 4 upon 6, 8 upon 6 and 6 upon 6 on a number line. And put appropriate signs between the fractions, pairs of fractions given. Here we have to show the fractions on a number line. So what do? We draw a line and the part between 0 to 1 is divided into 6 equal parts. So where does 2 upon 6 come? It is the second one. Okay, then comes, this is 3 upon 6, next one is 4 upon 6, then 5 upon 6, then it is 6 upon 6, that means 1. 6 upon 6 is 1. And then again, if we divide the part on a number line between 1 and 2 into 6 parts, then the next part will be 7 upon 6 and next will be 8 upon 6. So here comes 8 upon 6. Now we have to put greater to or lesser than sign. So 5 upon 6 and 2 upon 6, which is the greater one? We have same denominators. So the numerator 5 is greater than 2. So 5 upon 6 is greater than 2 upon 6. Similarly, 3 upon 6 is greater than 0. And between 1 upon 6 and 6 upon 6, which one is greater? 6 upon 6 is equal to 1. So it is greater than 1 upon 6. And 8 upon 6 and 5 upon 6, we have same denominators. So 8 upon 6 is greater than 5 upon 6. Children, with this problem, we end this session. We will solve more problems of this exercise in our coming session. Thank you.